We're going to begin the evening's meeting with a pledge of allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We're starting tonight with a public hearing to consider a proposed local law to amend Article 345 of the Village Code to clarify the requirement for obtaining a site plan approval. Doesn't say proof of publication, does it? Here it is. You're up.
Notice is hereby given that pursuant to Section 7-706 of the Village Law of the State of New York and pursuant to resolution of the Village Board of the Village of Baldwinsville adopted August 7th, 2025, a public hearing will be held by the Village Board of the Village of Baldwinsville at the regularly scheduled meeting on the 21st day of August, 2025 at 6:00 p.m. to consider a proposed local law to amend Article 345 of the Village Code to clarify the requirement for obtaining a site plan approval. A copy of the proposed local law may be examined by any interested party by contacting the Office of the Village Clerk by order of the Village Board of the Village of Baldwinsville dated August 7th, 2025, Baldwinsville, New York.
Is there anybody in the audience wishing to speak in favor of the proposal? Any?
I kind of.
Oh, okay.
Halfway, yes or no.
Come on, James.
You can stand up twice.
Procedural. So I'm in the middle here. James Division Street, James Miller. When something like this occurs where you're voting to amend an existing law, does that apply to forward applications or does it apply to existing or prior? How does that get approved?
I'm looking over here.
Yeah, the local law becomes effective when it's filed with the Secretary of State. And basically, you generally cannot adopt laws retroactively.
Okay, that's what I was curious about. All right, that answers my question. Then I'm all for it. I have no problem.
Well, I have a follow-up one that has not, we won't do it.
Okay.
Sally, I live in the Village of Baldwinsville. I believe I'm for this. Because this would be like, if they're changing,
Basically, what this does is it takes out a vague interpretation clause thing where you may need a site plan, turns into you shall have to have a site plan. That's what it does.
so it would, like, if there was a significant change to a property, they would need a site plan.
If it was an alteration that required a site plan, it would require the planning board to review that.
Okay, I'm for it.
Okay. Is there anyone wishing to speak against the proposed law? If not, could I have a motion to adjourn and close the public hearing?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Then we'll move on to the regular meeting. Could I have an approval of Village Board meeting minutes from August 7th, 2025?
Motion. Second.
Discussion?
Heard it was fun.
Pardon?
Heard it was a fun meeting.
That's right, you were here.
It was a long,
They're all fun meetings.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, we have a couple special presentations this evening. The first one's by Mary Ann Williams. Oh, we have visual aids.
of course.
And I know you missed her being here last week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we do this. This is our,
No, an extra one. Oh, because Mike's not here.
that's because of us.
We get a raise.
Mary Ann Williams, Greater Baldwinsville Chamber of Commerce. I'm here with Jackie Owens, who is the communications librarian at Baldwinsville Public Library. And you recall, I don't know how many meetings it was ago that I talked about some of us getting together and coming up with a campaign to increase safety awareness in the village. And the slogan being, slow down, look around, keep Baldwinsville safe. And our goal is to remind anyone traveling in Baldwinsville, whether on foot, on bicycle, skateboard, dog cart, motorized vehicle, to take their time to actually slow down, look around, and see what's going on. Because it's everybody's responsibility, of course, to keep themselves safe, but also to look out for everyone else and make sure they're doing what you can do to keep them safe as well. The slogan was created by Nancy Howe, who is the director of Baldwinsville Public Library. It came to her at a stoplight. Sometimes those things that just appear out of the blue are the things that have worked the best. And then Jackie created the graphic. I'm gonna turn around and show everybody else. This was created with input from Sarah Buckshot at the Baldwinsville Central School District, Chief Leffencheck, and Trustee Frylew. And I'm going to read the list of participants or participating groups that are endorsing this. You don't need to write this down, Jody, I'm going to hand you the list afterwards because there's 19. So Baldwinsville Public Library, Baldwinsville Central School District, Greater Baldwinsville Chamber of Commerce, Baldwinsville Police Department, Village of Baldwinsville, Town of Lysander, Town of Van Buren, Greater Baldwinsville Ambulance Corps, Baldwinsville Kiwanis, Baldwinsville Lions, Baldwinsville Rotary, Baldwinsville Volunteer Center, Belgian Cold Springs Fire Department, Baldwinsville Volunteer Fire Department, PAC-B TV, Northwest Family YMCA, Radisson Community Association, Baldwinsville Center for the Arts, and Heart Home and Community. We will launch this on Monday on social media. We're asking all 19 of these organizations to share it on their social media, and I'm asking all of you to like and share as you can. It's a small step, but hopefully it'll catch on and make a bigger step. Thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions for Mary Ann before she leaves?
Thank you.
The second presentation is by Dan O'Hara.
Thank you, Mayor. Once again, do you mind if I stand over there because I'm uncomfortable with my back to the audience?
That's up to the
I'll
chief.
speak. Chief, are you okay? I'll speak to the.
I trust you behind me there.
Yeah, I'll stand so you can see me. But I just want to continue the conversation on signage, trail signage and the village signage in general. So I'm looking for your thoughts based on 2 weeks ago when we had the conversation. Any input at this stage?
I think personally, the thing with a QR code that leads to a website that lists all the stuff that you would want to know about that trail, facilities near it, so on and so forth, is a great idea. I don't know, I think it's a wonderful thing. We use trails all the time, and you know, for people that, like you said, people that visit here, I'm sure a lot of them, they're not just on a boat, they like to go do other stuff too. So I personally think it's a great idea to have signage for each spot. And with the QR code, it doesn't take up a whole lot of space and it's not like an ugly thing. That's my opinion.
So, DPW Superintendent Pasha was, I guess you've done some research into pricing and.
Yeah, little bit of poking around, calling some vendors. Design fees, would range anywhere from $1,500 to $3,500. So it'd be a design fee for the initial design of the sign. And then for, a weather-resistant sign, kind of similar to the sign coming into Baldwinsville at Point Park, but smaller, like 3x3, talking about $1,500.
And I
Reasonable.
thought we had,
Per sign, yeah.
I thought we had like some sort of grant. Didn't we say so we had that grant or some money or some sort of money we had that could pay for that? That like
Well,
parks money or something?
I
Yeah.
think you're looking at me.
Yeah.
Depending on how you look at it, there's a fund called in lieu of parks,
Okay.
which, reading that, it's for
maintenance, can be for maintenance of the trail system.
Okay.
So it depends how you read that and interpret that. But there's a significant amount of money in that fund. I think I said last meeting, $140,000.
Yeah, way more
So
than what we would be
you
pretty
certainly have options there.
Yeah.
There's options for Village Capital Improvement Fund that there is. And there's just options in the general fund. And then certainly there's options for grants. You have probably one of the most powerful grant acquirers in the room right here, standing there. So there's a wide spectrum of opportunities, I think.
No brainer to me.
We're on it.
And I suspect, if you put a resolution on the table at some point to authorize, professional services to sketch out 2 or 3 options. 2 weeks ago, we presented an option. Mayor, I know that you received some information from the Canal Corporation relative to signage. I know that when you're on the southeast trail, there's some consistent signage along that trail. The color scheme blends, I think, well with the natural surroundings. Maybe that's an option. Again, what was presented is an option. And if you have other thoughts, but I think that's what you could convey to a professional to draft 2 or 3 options for you to vote on, and then subsequently put a request for proposal out to procure them and put them up at the right particular locations. I suspect that given the grant that you submitted to the county a couple months ago, that'll probably be successful. And I would suspect that in that you could fund 1 or 2 signs accordingly. So as the budget director said, I think there's opportunity, within the budget to do it. But I would encourage you as the next step to think about putting in a resolution to retain a professional to give you 2 or 3 options.
Unless there's a volunteer graphic artist in our community.
If there is.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think that's the next step. Any other thoughts?
How many are we gonna put these signs basically in every entry point of the trail system?
Well, I think that's a conversation either the Parks Committee or the DPW Committee has to have to present back to the board. I think if you look at the various trailheads, say parking spots.
Yeah.
You would have probably a sign for that specific trail. Then at some of your community gathering points, you would probably have the helicopter view of the village that would give an aerial of the entire trail system in the community, i.e. at the visitor center, probably at the parks, Community Alliance Park, probably.
Library for sure.
The library, the southeast trail has a kiosk you would put there, but you'd also have a sign that would say, this trail is the Rotary Trail, sponsored by the Rotary, and then you've got the QR code. And on that QR code, you populate it with the particulars about, well, it's 1.5 miles, and at the end of the trail, you got Community Alliance Park, there's 2 restrooms, there's a playground facility, there's a kayak launch, a boat launch. You have some of that detail in the QR code.
That's really all I had.
I support it. I would like to get together with Aaron from my background, working with signage at Beaver Lake. There's some companies that I know of, iZone and a couple of those, that I think will have the built-in graphic component right with them.
That's how we get the ball rolling then, right?
Yeah.
Any
Well,
questions?
first thing, if the board supports it,
Yeah.
then we can, as an initiative, we can pursue it. Come back to you before we spend $10,000 or whatever.
So selfishly, I'd like to see some type of resolution or motion to say we support the next step, which is to evaluate a professional service or a volunteer from the community to design the appropriate signage to bring back to the board to vote on. So, thank you.
Thank
What
you.
he's looking for is a commitment. On the agenda, is there anyone in the audience that wish to comment on items that are on the agenda? Okay, moving on to trustees' comments, and I think it's trustee Friendly's.
No, I'm gonna follow the agenda.
Okay.
Oh, well, wait, I have one thing though.
Go ahead.
I seem to have an amazing talent for growing cucumbers, and since I usually, grow pickling cucumbers, and I've already put up about 55 quarts, and, but we went away for a week in the Thousand Islands, and came back, and there are all these giant pickling cucumbers, and they're very good, and they're sitting in a bag back there, and if you would like to take a cucumber or two home, you are most welcome.
Thanks.
I have,
Trustee Downs.
so last Sunday at the, what's Sergey, I keep on forgetting.
Sergey.
Sergey Yavich Trail. Okay, so we had a group of volunteers go over there and do a pretty substantial amount of trimming and taking branches down and things around the fence line behind the post office, and also on both sides of the black fence going between the trail and the waterway. And it took about 2 hours for us to do a pretty substantial amount of damage. No pun intended, not saying it was damage, we didn't do any damage, but it was really nice to have a group of people that are dedicated that much to be able to help out beautify that particular spot for people to sit there on the bench and look out to the river and and see the view and everything. That was impacted by substantial growth, and I think that was really nice for those people to take time out of their Sunday to do the village a big service. And I'd just like to say thank you. And after that, nothing else.
You're up.
I would like to call for an executive session for personnel issue. And no resolution or
Keep
anything.
talking.
Okay, and I think that's gonna be item F. Yeah.
It'll actually end up being H, because I have to add 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and you're gonna leapfrog her?
That's okay.
Well,
Push you down?
the executive session is usually the end of the agenda. That's my point, I didn't want you to get your,
H, you said.
I think
an
that will be
executive
H, yes.
Other than that, the agenda is fine.
Sorry, Joey. We'll get it figured out.
Okay, Meg, could you fill in the blanks?
Yeah, so I need to add 2 items to the agenda. The first being to accept the bids from an RFP that was put out in regards to well cleaning for Canton Street wells 3 and 4A.
Dome Wells.
Oh, it says Canton Street. Is it supposed to be Doan?
Can't Street.
Sorry, Doan. So that would be F, right?
Yes.
And then G would be to accept the bid from Lane Inc., Layne Inc., in the amount of $81,000 for said well cleaning. Other than that, I will stick to the agenda.
Okey doke.
I would just like to implore everybody in the community to pay attention to the red, green, and yellow lights when you're driving around this village. I don't know how many times I've almost been creamed because somebody has run the red light turning at the 4 corners, when we're ready to go, I don't jump on the gas. I take plenty of time to make sure that some idiot isn't going through the intersection after the light has turned green on my side. You're talking at least 5 seconds after the light turns green, this guy comes screaming through. And it's happened more than once. So I'm imploring everybody in the community to please pay attention and slow down and look around. Please. I'll stick to the agenda.
Now, I didn't know if anybody wanted to change the agenda and add an item H, making some sort of commitment towards signage. I don't know what that motion would be.
I mean, I, right?
No, it'd be H, because we'd move roof down to I at that point.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
What are you doing? That's my problem.
I'd like to have a discussion about making a commitment to do signage for the trails and, that we,
Discussion /
discuss to put things in motion for the trailhead
Okay.
signs.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
just trying to get business.
I know.
I want to piggyback onto Nate's comments. I don't know if the volunteer group that was there is officially from the Legion or if they're just officially folks from the community. I wanted to express a thank you also to them, and hopefully that can be conveyed. They spent an hour and a half doing grunt work down there.
There's more stuff I owe my dad.
Okay. I also wanted to comment on, we had the circus in town, the water circus a week ago. I saw you filming, had no idea what to expect. I wasn't sure what we had afterwards, but there was a great turnout. I'd like to express my gratitude to Mike and Mike Lockwood, the lieutenant, coordinated getting the officers together who were on that evening to keep an eye on the spot. They ended up out in the street directing traffic. It was like a huge concert it let out. There were people everywhere. Everybody's happy. It was really a positive thing in the community.
The strangest thing
It was strange.
strangest thing I've ever seen in my life.
But people seemed to enjoy whatever it was.
Wada wada!
Yeah. That's unbelievable.
What else is this? Oh, and as I said, I wanted to thank the police for handling the influx of people. There was no place to park in the village of Baldwinsville other than at Village Hall. If you came looking for a place, everything was full. And then everybody's hiking over there. People if you weren't there, Meadow Street, which usually sees 10 people maybe in a day, the whole grassy area was covered. The bridge was covered. The wall on the other side, people watching it from the back side, had 100 people on it. There were boats in the river. It was
It started at 7, right?
yeah.
If people were there, from my estimation, around 4:30, starting to get set up and just chill. Maybe they were just chilling, having lunch or having dinner, but at the same time, it was unreal. And we left saying, "What did we just watch?" What was that? With a smile on our face, though, with an unbelievable smile on.
The acrobats and stuff
Yep.
were great. The storyline was kind of hard to follow, but that's okay. That's
Add something, one of our members, for example, event and pouring service, had the whole crew over to Island Escape DIY and fed them afterwards, just out of appreciation.
great.
Nice.
A lot of gratitude to them also. And to the police force for keeping the showers open so that they could go after they were doing their performance and clean up. Moving on to department heads, our attorney.
I've been looking at NICOM and the legislation to see if our 2 laws have been signed yet. To my knowledge, they have not, but they're on the governor's desk as far as I know. So I'll just keep.
I know they've been in touch with me a couple of times over the sewer fund one.
Mhm.
And to share with everybody. One concern Karen and I have is we've changed WEP commissioners since we started down this path. And for 2 weeks, I was trying to get a hold of the new WEP commissioner to no avail. And then I just got an email, was it yesterday maybe, from him saying he's been swamped. He's aware of my request and he'll get in touch with me as quickly as he can. Because we want to confirm that indeed the county still wants to follow the path that had been laid out for us by the previous commissioner.
Okay. The only other one is the tax, and so that, we'll see what happens with that. But other than that, I'll stick with the agenda.
Okay, thank you.
I will stick with the agenda, thank you.
Just one thing, I want to give you an update on the progress of, researching the fiscal year change that we're talking about doing. I did reach out to 3 accounting firms. One of them doesn't do municipal work, they do municipal accounting, but not municipal strategy. One of them has not responded back to me, and one of them, a big one and very prominent one, is very anxious to do it. So by the end of next week, I will have a pros and cons assessment of doing or not doing something like that with respect to, the election changing to November. That will be for your review I intend to hand it to you at the September 4th board meeting, and then we make a decision based on that at the September 18th board meeting. That's kind of the timeline. If the decision is to proceed, then the accounting firm will move to phase 2, which is a complete review of everything that has to happen, with great detail and a timeline and the agencies involved that we would work with, all that kind of stuff. And then along with that, part 3 is the a la carte or project schedule of their cost. And we would have to kind of decide at what level we would need to engage them, ranging from them doing virtually nothing to them doing virtually everything or in between. So that's kind of the progress of where it's at. I've also reached out to the state comptroller's office, but have not heard back from them. But I also understand that they're phenomenally busy this time of year. So it's I do expect to hear from them. They're usually pretty good about that. And that's all. Agenda.
Moving on to our senior center coordinator, who I did not really expect to see.
Why not? I was here.
Were you busy over there?
I've been busy for days.
Okay.
But yes, so at the center, we have upcoming August 26th, a beginner's square dance lesson from 6:30 to 8 p.m. We have a couple of upcoming flu clinics starting September 2nd from 9 to 12, and then our next one would be October 7th from 9 to 12. And September 13th at 10 a.m., we're doing the Walk for the Woods. So we invite everyone to come out and join us for that. And other than that, we'll stick to the agenda.
Okay. I want to ask you a question about the flu vaccine, but that wouldn't be right. Moving up to our superintendent of public works.
Believe it or not, before our next meeting, school will have already started, and seasons are changing. I'd just like to remind everybody that with kids being out in the roads, leaf piles, brush piles, please push them to the shoulder of the road, not in the road. Any brush, big or small, will come take it as long as it's in a section that's 4 foot or smaller. But you'll see crews out and about picking up all your lawn debris, and we're happy to do it. That's all I have.
School classes are not in session, but school's in full. If you go down there, whether it's bands, cross-country runners, soccer players, tennis, the kids are out.
The lights are on in the stadium.
Moving on to our chief.
Yeah, to echo those comments, Mayor, and what Mary Ann had to say, we're gonna be working cooperatively with the Onondaga County Traffic Safety Advisory Board, and the Ballsville School District. We'll have a press conference out here, as we do every year with the Traffic Safety Advisory Board, about that very issue of the schools being open, traffic safety, bus safety. As you know, our students here are bused, but some of them do walk. A number of parents drop them off. It's always astounding to me. Remember last year I came in one day at 6 a.m. for something and was over on the school campus, and the number of cars coming up at Palmer Lane, the entrance there was astounding to me. And I still resolved to one day come in with a clicker and count the number of cars that are coming onto that campus. But it's a lot for those, not.
Send somebody with a clicker up to the Episcopal Church for the ones that.
Well, there too.
Drop
I mean,
off there.
and then the ancillary, and as we all know, as you drive around the village, you know when it's a school day and you know when school is not in session because of the drastic reduction in traffic. But as Taryn pointed out, school will be in session. So echo the comments of Trustee Cole and our DPW superintendent about traffic safety, pedestrian safety, and the importance of it. And it ties in so well with the campaign that we're working on. To your point, Trustee, one of our officers, Officer Michaela's been working a lot of traffic details and focusing on aggressive driving behaviors as well as DWIs. So through funding through Onondaga County Stop WI, so that's been ongoing to try and mitigate some of that. Obviously, he can't be and we can't be everywhere at once, but we're doing our best to try and mitigate some of those behaviors and focusing on those types of things. And then to your comment, Mayor and Trustee Collins, about the circus, Lieutenant Locke, we did a great job with that. And then I have to give real credit to our newest officer, Officer Jasmine Stevenson. She and her training officer had assisted outside agency looking for an individual that had been involved in a traffic accident well outside the village. And they had gone and there had been a search for this individual. A lot of damage to the vehicle. It was obvious he'd been roughed up in the accident. And then as she was directing traffic and assisting in that, she spotted what she believed to be that individual and notified her training officer, said, I think it's him. And he was like, I don't think so. And she goes, no, I think it's him. And sure enough, it was. And this was what, an hour and a half after the incident had occurred, just from a photograph that had been posted online of him.
So that's why the two troopers' cars were there?
That's exactly why the
I knew
troopers
they weren't helping.
were there. So, yeah, they took them a while to get there, but they got there eventually to take him away and things. So that was great work on her part there.
And Jasmine and Zach were great ambassadors. The community policing, friendly people out there in the street helping people cross. It was, not barking.
Well,
They
that's why
did
he's,
an excellent job.
that's why Zach's been selected as the first and last FTO to kind of indoctrinate our recruit into the organization and then to evaluate their effectiveness to actually conduct solo patrol, which will be occurring in the next few weeks. And why we hired Jasmine, because we think they're both going to be good ambassadors and continue on that tradition. Other than that, Mayor, that's it.
Okay.
Let's just questions. Thank you, sir.
Pending business, item A. Can I have a motion to amend Article 3345 of the Village Code to clarify the requirement for obtaining a site plan approval?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. New business. Can I have a motion to authorize both the mayor and the village clerk to sign and accept the Dormitory Authority of State of New York's Community Resilience, Economic Stability, and Technology Grant for grantee certification in the amount of $344,000 for the procurement of a street sweeper. Also to sign the required project certification of municipal site control documentation.
Motion.
What
Yeah.
was that motion?
Can you repeat that?
No.
I will second it.
Is there any discussion regarding?
So we need a new one.
No, we need a street sweeper. And
That's
that
the discussion.
covers almost all of it.
And this grant started
Wow.
3 years ago. I don't know.
Wow.
Item B, and I know the treasurer wants all
Did
this.
we vote on it?
Oh, we didn't vote on it
We're not gonna vote on it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item B is a motion to authorize the Department of Public Works to procure a 2026 TYMCO, probably Timco, street sweeper in the amount of $372,527.84, utilizing the funds from the Dormitory Authority of the State of New York's Community Resilience, Economic Sustainability, and Technology Grant in the amount of $344,000. This grant is this part of the motion too? No. Or do I stop there? I know what you want.
I'm not the legal person here when it
And the
comes to
treasurer's
motions.
requested that we put a lot of words.
I just wanted you to be aware of all the,
Well, so the public's aware
movement
also.
of money and how this thing gets paid for.
This grant is a reimbursement grant, meaning the village is gonna have to front the money. The sweeper cost of $372,527.84 will be drawn from the sewer fund and then reimbursed after the sweeper is delivered. The $28,527.84 in the amount not covered by the CREST grant will remain deducted from the sewer fund. Department of Public Works is requesting the board to grant a do not exceed price of $385,000 to cover any unanticipated inflationary cost increases.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion. Anticipated delivery?
April.
April.
Nice.
Just in time
for spring cleaning.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hopefully you get to put down salt this winter or not. And,
Get the sweeper, we'll put down a ton of sand.
yeah, well, I don't want you to put down sand. Okay, item C. Did we vote on that one? We did, okay. Item C, discussion action to discuss the modifications to the property maintenance code. This was sent to all of you. Joe responded. Don't know if anybody had a chance to look at it. What I would like to do is, if you're okay with it, is schedule a public hearing in the future.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Absolutely. Our property maintenance code is weak at best. It basically says you can't have your lawn unmowed. This would add,
And you can't have vehicles in the front yard or something, right?
no,
Is there
that's what
something-
this is gonna do.
Oh, I thought we already
Our
had
current-
something.
no.
Well, there's also another provision in the code about storing
Unregistered,
unlicensed vehicles,
yeah.
unregistered vehicles. and all
I must have sent you the wrong version of this, because I'd already taken that out. Yeah, there's something that handles unlicensed and unregistered vehicles. So it's not in this.
No, I know, I just raised,
Okay.
if there was a question about that, I just wanted to point out that it's.
This addresses just having junk
Yeah.
in front of your house or
Good
or
proposal.
stuff like that. It's designed to protect homeowners' property values from degradation by other property owners without going to the extent of having an HOA that tells you what color your door can be painted. We're not interested in that. So hopefully people will take a look at it. I mean, not just board members, but everybody out there. Come to a public hearing and express concerns or support one way or the other so we can get a law that we think will be beneficial to our community without being onerous. Do we want to schedule that public hearing?
Well, we schedule it for next meeting.
Well, I've got to ask those people.
Oh, okay.
This time frames here.
We can go ahead and do that.
Yeah, we can get the notice.
Okay, so for our next meeting, which is September, could I have a motion to set a public hearing for September 4th at 6:03? Just in case I'm slow up here. But it's 6 o'clock.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor or any discussion? Thank you, carried. Item D, motion to approve budget modifications as proposed in the document 2025-08-21, budget modifications for 2025-2026 budget.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Item D. Oh, I had something I wanted to comment on. Since this is a public document, in with the budget modifications, which I'm sure you all noticed, there's a transfer of $3,400 into the mayor's account, contractual. I want to reassure the public that that's not anything that I'm benefiting from. It's to cover the court, actually, has to have an audit of our court, and it gets charged to the mayor for some odd reason.
New York State, well, I asked that too.
And I don't know why we don't put it in our budget ahead of time. We do.
I think New York State law directs the mayor
To conduct.
to order the audit and make sure that the audit happens of the court. So that's why, and so the logic has been that it gets charged to you, but the irony is that if you look, I'm drawing the money from the court to go to your council.
I noticed that, which was fine with me. But I would think maybe in budget preparation, we ought to throw in some money into the,
Figure out why we never did that. It's like,
I don't know, but we do this every year.
right, I know.
Okay.
Mark's just trying to keep his fingerprints off.
Okay, item E, a motion to appoint Suzanne N. Garano as alternate planning board member effective August 21st, 2025 at a pay rate of $50 a month.
Moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
Name was brought to me by Mark. I sent that on to the chair of the planning board, who was enthused that such a qualified person indeed was interested in serving on the planning board. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah. Did you see that, James? Have you seen her resume?
No, I have not.
Okay.
She's a licensed architect.
She's, yeah.
A certified interior designer, and she's a partner in Ashland Graw Design in the city. And she's extremely accomplished.
So she ought to be an asset.
Does Terry?
Pardon?
Terry knows her, yeah.
Yeah.
That was why she was kind of like.
Okay, then I'm fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I have to say it.
Okay. Item F. These are now in my scribbles.
All right, I can read it.
Okay, go
if you
ahead.
want. I'd like to make a motion to accept the bids for the RFP for the Doan Well 3 and 4A well cleaning, which were received and opened on August 15th, 2025.
I'll second it.
I'm going to clarify it. There's a term for what this cleaning is. It's not really cleaning. It's going to be putting chemicals down into the well to interact with the calcium chloride buildups that are down in there and opening it up so it's more productive. And we've done this to Dome Field wells almost every year, one of them gets done. What's the term, Taryn? Do you remember? There's something.
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
I want
I'm a
to
surface water
recharge,
guy.
but it's
I'm
not
not
that.
I'm not a well guy.
Not yet.
And wasn't it recommended by an agency that reviews the well or something?
Yeah, we're due for it.
Yeah.
Usually it's determined when pumping water in the summer, it draws the well down, it doesn't recover as rapidly as they want it to, that tends to be that things are plugged. And yeah, it's a maintenance. All in favor?
I
Opposed? Carried. Item G.
Yep. So item G would be to award the bid for the well cleaning project on Joan Wells, whatever it is that they're doing. To Lane Inc., Layne Inc., who was the sole bidder at an amount of $81,000. This, just as a note, this was a budgeted item and this came in under budget.
As a second note, Lane is the company that's been doing it for us for as long as I can remember.
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Item H is a discussion action on trail signs.
I'd
Do you
like
have,
to make a motion to certify that we'll be officially doing research into signage for the trailheads and for the community overall for each of our trails in the community.
Second.
any discussion?
I think it's a good idea.
project.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's your commitment.
There you go.
Doesn't have a dollar and cents thing, but.
It's a commitment.
Moves us to item, no, it doesn't. It moves us to, is there any public comment on anything regarding the village?
Vicki Frylu, Charlotte Street. A few months ago, there was a discussion about the veteran banners. I know Hometown Heroes is not the term we want to use because that's not the company you wanted to go with, but I just wanted to see if there was an update on that, any kind of timeline.
Yeah, we're actively forming a committee right now, and once the committee will be joining, or not joining, but meeting in September. We'll come up with 3 different kind of solutions or proposals for designs and present them at a board meeting.
And I think our goal would be to be able to start hanging signs in the spring.
Yes, we'd like them up for Memorial Day. Probably give us about 2-3 weeks to do it the first time. And we'll leave them up through Veterans Day.
So we'll hopefully have it out to the community over the winter that if people would like to submit a family member or loved one to hang a banner.
Maybe we have a goal of getting out by Veterans Day,
Oh,
of announcing it.
of announcing it, having the website available to people. Yeah, we would, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll-
everything will be through the website. It'll be web-based, and that's why we're going with the company we're going with. It makes it very simple to just do it online.
We met with a company. Baldwinsville is currently baldwinsville.org, and by law has to be .gov to make it more secure in the next few months. And our IT person we're looking at options, and one of those options would make filling out an application as writable PDFs on our website very easy and for anybody to access. It still would be able to come in and get a paper copy, but in today's world of people are on their cell phones and whatever, they'd be able to do things much more readily online. We're not there, but we're going to have to be there.
Right.
Anyone else wish to address the board?
So, with the trails information, can there be a page on the baldwinsville.gov website about the trails for people who can't
I would certainly
do
hope so.
the QR codes?
Absolutely.
No, I would
Okay.
think there would definitely be.
Okay, just wanted to include,
The website will have something called Parks,
yeah.
where you'd click there and it might go to trails and it might say which trail and click on that.
Yeah.
See some photos of it.
Because
Yes.
not everybody has a phone that can do QR codes, and we don't want to leave people out,
Okay.
you know.
Well, thank you for the input. Anyone else? If not, thank you for joining us this evening. hope you get to go out and enjoy the rest of it. My dog would like a walk. Anyway. Could I have a motion to move into executive session?
Motion.
Second.